Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to walk through my 5 favorite tools that I use when I design a website. All right, let's begin. Right now, I'm in my template and I'm going to be starting out with this page here, and I'm looking at some designs, some things I want to build out. This is from my scale wireframes template, which I'll talk more about at the end of the video. But I'm in here and I'm designing out this page. So the first tool I use the most is going to be Notion. And the reason I love Notion, if you've ever watched any of my other videos, you know I love Notion. But the reason I love Notion when I'm working on a site, it's a great place to store content while you're working on a client site. So if you're rewriting content or you're removing client's content or any of that, it's a great place just to store extra content as you're going through the process, even archiving old stuff so you don't lose it. This tool really helps you capture anything. They have these code blocks, so it's really easy to come in here and just do /code. And then any code you're working with, it does get a little bit difficult when you are on the back end of Squarespace, when you're in the design panel, custom CSS, and you're looking at all the code. I don't have a lot right now, but when you have hundreds of lines of code, it's really nice to drop it in here, do a quick Command F, find what you're looking for, and then be able to try to source it back here and make the changes that you want. So I use it for paragraph text. I use it for headings. Maybe there's a heading I wrote that I really like, but I don't want to use it in the spot I had it. So I would store all of that in here while I'm working, and then be able to also adjust code. You'll see here I have some stuff tagged new and then edited because I need to make a few adjustments. So it just gives me a great place to work and be able to see everything I need to see on the site really quickly and easily while I'm working through a ton of code. The next tool is going to be Figma. Now, if you are a Photoshop or Illustrator type of person, you may or may not have seen Figma, but Figma is honestly the best replacement and simplifies your workflow 100-fold if you want to get out of Photoshop or Illustrator. And I'll even say this, even if you don't want to get out of Photoshop and Illustrator, I was okay with both of those, but this tool really takes everything to the next level, makes it easier for you as a designer, and is built for you as a designer more than Photoshop, which is built for so many different types of people. Illustrator is built for so many different types of people, but there's so much you can do in here with ease. The shortcuts are amazing. It works great. I don't really use it to design wireframes. I use Sketch more to do wireframes. But if I need to mock up some ideas and thinking okay, so how should I do this? Should I have the can float? Should I have it here? What should I do with the frame? Maybe the frame is a circle instead of a square like this. Maybe I adjust it. What can I do? Okay, what about the color? Which we'll talk about color in a moment. But maybe I decide on a different color, for the brand, what it can look like and how it floats, what that feels like, all of that. That's what this is for. And it's so easy to export assets where you're able just to grab it, PNG, scale it up, whatever you need with ease. This is where I do all the designs, and it's saved across all your devices. So if you're working on a team and you guys all log into the same account, well, they have access to it right away. And so all my documents are saved in one space, and they're online, so they're on all my devices. I don't have to think twice about that. It's a really amazing tool. Also, one other thing about Figma, if you've never used it before, it's worth noting this. If you go into the main page and you go to community, they have all this stuff that some of it's paid, but there's a lot of free stuff. I just downloaded this recently. Let me zoom out. These GIFs, these are or glyphs, these are beautiful. I can use these in so many different forms and fashions where I could come in here, grab these, they're free, and I could find something I really love and go from there. So definitely check out Figma. Next, number 3, let's talk about content. When you're working on a client site, you might have to adjust some content, reword some things. And as you know, you don't want to spend hours on that unless you're copywriting beforehand. Maybe you get that done first. But one thing I do that I absolutely love is I use this tool called Wordtune. Wordtune is amazing because it gives you the ability to rewrite sentences with AI, and it's way better than a Chat GPT-3 or any of that. It works like that, but it's way better in what it could produce. So you might have a sentence like this that you kind of don't like. Well, you just highlight it and then you just hit rewrite, this little icon here, and it gives you a ton of really good options, shows you the words that you're using, how it's thinking about it, all of that. And I'm using the free version, so it gives you 10 daily rewrites, which is great. But if you do the paid version, which is super affordable, you could also get a lot more. So establish trust from the beginning and build successful client relationships. Establish strong client relationships by building trust from the beginning. Okay, cool. It gives you a few options of how the sentence could work and how you can make it really like polished on your site without you sitting there and trying to become like the next like famous writer. So this is a really, really good tool to summarize thoughts, change thoughts. If you have something that you still want to rework, you don't feel it's right, I just have it open while I'm working, and I'll just like drop content in, look at it, go from there. Cool. So part of my design process and the template that I use, I have this section built out that shows and highlights all like the different colorways that you can use in Squarespace. And so when I'm doing this and I'm designing sections and I'm trying to figure out the right colors, well, I'll be in design, I'll be in site styles and then colors. But the way I really find the best colors is through using a tool like Coolors. If you've never heard of it before, coolors.co, you come in here and you get to create your own palette. Now, this tool is really amazing and like powerful in what it can do. But you just go to the homepage and hit start the generator. I, again, just use the free version. I do not use the paid version, but you could come in here. Let's just say you want to change this up. You really like this color and this color. So you just lock those and then you hit the space bar and it'll take you through colorways that you can start to look at and get a feel for and be like, oh yeah, I really actually think this will go together with these three. Maybe we'll just do a full black and then we just need one more color. Maybe some type of gray. Let's see. And I'll just keep going until I find what I'm looking for and then go from there. So I'll go through these and I'll find something I like. Again, this is kind of like on the fly. I'm doing this, but you go through here, you find what you're looking for and you're good to go. So I've just created the color palette. If I need like a lighter, another option or another thing I use in here, sometimes the font is like this dark blue, but I want like a light blue behind it. This grid right here, if you click on this view shade, you can go in here and find a shade that works. So you could use that as like a background. So let me go back. So this could be like the background and this could be the text, or vice versa. This could be the background and this could be a text. It could look really nice together. And then you just come in here and edit the palette and be able to drop them in here and go from there, which is so cool, so easy to design out and create a beautiful site really quickly and easily. And again, I'm just using the free one, so you don't need any special like features. You just go in here and start working. Now, we're going to talk about number 5, but right before I get to number 5, which is my favorite tool, I do want to introduce you to our Scale Creative Wireframes. Our Scale Creative Wireframes are 70 different sections pre-built alongside a blog and other features that you can use for every single one of your client websites. One of the biggest challenges I see with templates, and hey, maybe one day I'll make templates, but what I see with templates is that they only really work for one type of client and they don't work for all your clients. What's cool about this is these styles are like wireframes. So you could use them for all different types of clients and then just adjust it accordingly. As you can see here, there are so many different sections, and this is just one page out of the 4 that we have built right now. We have a 404 page, we have a thank you page. It's all pre-built for you. So all you do is duplicate this on your next project and you have everything good to go. I showed you earlier, we have this like design page that we use that shows us all the key elements that we want to design out while we're in the site styles. So we don't have to go back and forth 100 times. Plus we have like 7 footers, I think it is, built out. What is it? 7? Yeah. 7 footers built out for you that you can come in here and check out. Everything is dialed, and there's even a mini course on how you use this in the most effective way to save so much time. So in the link below, check it out. You're able to purchase it through the designer starter kit. And when you get the designer starter kit, it's a fraction of the price. So instead of paying $250 for this template, go check out the designer starter kit. It's cheaper than that, and you can get this from there. Now, for number 5, I want to show you before I tell you. This is number 5. It's Squarekicker. So you're going to see this animation right here. This feature is like so beautiful, and it's all custom. It's not like, this isn't cool like Figma design. This is literally layered, 3 layers on top of each other that come out like this. And here as well, this is like, check that out. Like that feels just like so beautiful. And then we have this here. I showed it to you earlier. Like I use Figma to design the elements out, but this is gorgeous, literally next level. The feel is so nice and it works perfectly. And I didn't even have to write a single line of code. So if you haven't heard of it, this is Squarekicker. They're a pretty recent company, 2 or 3 years old, started I think in like 2020, but they have a ton of features. So I'm going to show you the back end a little bit so you get a feel for it. What you do is while you're in the designer, and this is like such a brief explanation of it because there's so much you could do with it. But when you're in the designer, what you do is you grab an object. So I'll take a look at this image and you'll see there's this little Squarekicker logo. You click on that and then in here, it gives you all these different options of what you can do to these elements. Some of this is like built into Squarespace already, but because they're adding like new features, but things like these scroll effects are beautiful. So you can see here, we have this custom scroll effect and it like plays at a perfect like moment, feels really, really nice. The whole experience is just like beautiful. And I'm just so happy with it because it does work flawlessly without a single line of code. The installation's super easy. Understanding their pricing was confusing at first, but once you get it, you're good to go. Especially if you're building multiple sites, just like go do their designer package, whatever that is. This pro package or the designer, is this it? No, this single site. I would just do the designer, honestly, if you're designing sites. I know $39 a month could seem like a lot when you're starting out, but if you really think about it, to pay $40 an hour for someone to do work that this does, it would cost you like 100 hours. So the cost here of how you can make sites beautiful quickly and easily is really, really cool, really, really easy. So I absolutely love it. And I highly, highly recommend it. I haven't used, one day I'll make a video on all the features, but I've only used a few and absolutely think it's worth its price in gold. So if I go here in the editor, you can see we have these like 3 images separated and they all just have different animations. So when the scroll comes in, 2 of them move in towards the back and 1 moves, it scales up. And those were just 2 simple animations. If I click into this right here, let me actually go back. Click on this and then click on the Squarekicker logo. You're going to see it says advanced. It has this little purple dot that shows you that that's in use. This has a vertical effect and a rotate effect. It's just a slight rotation, like literally just the slightest. And then on the way out, it just goes up. You can even see the circle in the background fades out as you scroll out. So it just gives a nice feel to the whole experience. Like, and it just makes, it brings the can to life. It brings the website to life. It's really, really cool. And you could come in here and just tweak it just a little bit and get the right feel that you like. Friends, I have an important update to share with you. If you just watched this video, you got value from this video, you already know what to do, like, subscribe, all that stuff. I love recommending that because it tells the YouTube algorithm some fancy stuff. But what it tells me is that you got value from the content so that I could create more for you. But on top of that, there's this important update that we're doing, that we're launching, that is the most positive, engaging, and coolest place to be if you are an aspiring Squarespace designer. So if you are an aspiring, like I just said, Squarespace designer, this is for you. We've built a community. It is a paid community, but we've built a community that has these pricing tiers that you can get in on, where you can become a better designer in the next 3, 6, 12 months and have support. You could learn you could watch all these videos on your own. You could like read every article on the internet. But what I've learned is the best tips and tricks that I've learned as a designer have happened in community. Also, if you do the community or the coaching component that we offer, you're going to get direct access to someone like myself where I can help speak into issues or challenges you're facing. Having difficulty with a client, we could speak into that. Not sure if the site you just built is what you want to send to the client and you want feedback from people in the community, great place to be a part of it. All right. So there's a ton of value. Honestly, the list is like endless. There's so much value. If you are a designer, you will step up in process, in your flow. You will raise your prices. All of that will happen when you join this community because every designer I've worked with has raised their prices, has raised their standard, and has become a better designer. So definitely check out that link below. Again, like and subscribe this video if you got value from it, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.